First thing I do every time I prep, and I'm going to turn this around to show you, I pull everything out that I have. So when I'm prepping, I want to know exactly what we already have in the fridge, in the pantry, and then I pull everything out. This way I'm not overbuying things, or I can plan really well if there's a certain recipe that I want to use, or just get an idea of what we have so that I can use it and keep my life simple. I do is I pull out all of my carbohydrates, my fats, and my proteins. And I start with my proteins and vegetables and fruit. I start with my proteins and my vegetables because those are the two things that in my diet are the most important. I tend to skip a lot on my veggies, and my protein I don't necessarily skip, but I need to know what I'm going to eat because I'm also planning for my family, and I don't want to make different meals for everybody. So the first thing I do is I pull everything out, and then I see what we have. So this, I just went shopping, so we have shrimp and salmon. If you haven't seen on my page already, right now I'm obsessed right now with ahi tuna. So I got ahi tuna. This is actually frozen, so when I'm gonna actually put it back in the freezer right now. But when you unthaw this, you just so you know, if you get a frozen, if you get ahi tuna and you get it frozen, you have to actually unthaw it in the refrigerator. So I pull everything out, and then I see what I have. So I know that I have salmon, I have shrimp, I have that ahi, I have a pork tenderloin. That's my proteins, and then of course I have eggs. I always have eggs because it's fast and easy. And in the fridge, I didn't pull it out, but I also have packaged tuna fish, just in case I need it in a jam. Then my veggies, I have some zucchini, some Italian zucchini, I have some celery, I have some Brussels sprouts, I have romaine lettuce. Those are usually my staples for my veggies. These I sort of consider a fruit, but I guess you can count these as a veggie. So I also have carrots. My family loves carrots. I don't eat that many of them, but we usually always have these. Then for my fats, I make sure that I'm stocked up on coconut oil. It's my definite go-to. And olive oil. Make sure I always have raw almonds for snacks, and avocado. Those are usually the things I eat for fats. I bought hummus. We don't normally eat hummus lately, but I bought some because we're going to have some people coming over, and it is a quick go-to as well if you are in a hurry and you're like me and you like to keep things real simple. The other fat that I always have is almond butter. So I forgot to pull that out, but not that you don't know what it looks like. Sorry, my fridge is a hot mess. Oh, I forgot to pull these out too. Almond butter. Okay, so I have Trader Joe's. I get the creamy salted because I like the way the salted tastes, and those are my fats. I also use these flaxseed oil and toasted sesame. The toasted sesame I just use a little bit of because, like I said, lately I've been eating a lot of ahi tuna. So first thing you do, you want to pull everything out, see what you have, and then see what you need to shop for. If you have everything you need, then you're ready to make your list. Get out a pen and paper, and then I make my list. So I like to keep it very, very simple. I like flavor. So for somebody like me who has a sweet tooth, who's constantly wanting flavor, citrus tends to be a really great way to kill the cravings. That may not work for everybody, but it definitely works for me. Okay, so you have your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. Those are your three macros. You'll hear people say macros. That's what they're talking about. So you really want those to be three things you have in your diet. You want to try to combine protein and vegetables with most of your meals. Doesn't have to be every meal, but the way I have my meal set up is when I have my complex carbs, like if I have oatmeal or sweet potatoes, those are usually the only complex carbs I've been eating lately. I have those the first half of my day because that's when I need the most energy. Towards the end of the day, when I'm not really doing much things that need energy, you don't really need all that energy. You don't need all because it raises your insulin level, and you want to keep that down towards the end of the day or whenever your least active time of the day is. Okay, so I write down everything I have, and then I just plan it out. So I try to eat 5 to 6 meals a day. Doesn't always happen, but I try. At least 5, sometimes 6, depending on how many, when I worked out. You want to get yourself a really good set of containers, whether you use plastic bags or Tupperware, or these things are really, really cool. 3-compartment meal planners, and it's basically, it's almost like restaurant style, easy peasy way to separate your meals. So you're gonna put your vegetables, your carbohydrates, and then your proteins here. And one of the biggest things I did for myself when I first started meal planning is I bought myself a cooler and took it with me wherever I went. Even if I didn't know, even if I thought I was just gonna run a really quick errand, I am somebody who, like, if I get busy and hungry, I'm gonna stop and probably not make the best choice. So I got myself a cooler, and I put all my meals in there. If you're not a big meal planner and you're not like a gourmet cook like most of us are not, just keep it simple. So you want to have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and possible snack. My rule of thumb is the very, very latest you want to eat is 2 hours before bed. You really don't need any more food before then. So then you just want to have some sort of, either use Google or get yourself a good clean eating cookbook. I have tons of clean eating resources. This is my favorite one because I use something called the container system, and it's basically a way that I measure all of my proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vegetables, and fruits. So I use these color-coded containers. Based on a little calculation, they tell me how many I need each day. So for me personally, I need 4 greens, I need 4 reds, I need 2 yellows, I need 1 orange, and I need 1 blue and 2 purples. So I know that every day, so I use this to measure my food. It keeps it simple, then I don't have to weigh and measure. This book that I have was created for this system, so this is my resource. There's tons of recipes in it. And what's so cool about it is that I don't have to guess how many containers. If I want to use like an actual recipe, for example, I've made these before. These are banana oat pancakes. They are thebomb.com. They're unsweetened almond milk, large eggs, banana, cinnamon, regular ingredients, okay? And one of the biggest things that helps me is to write down my favorite foods. So I love chicken. I love sweet potatoes. I love steak. I love salmon. I love tuna. I write down my favorite things. Then I go and I look on Google or Pinterest or wherever, and I find clean eating recipes with those ingredients. Once I do that, I find what I want if I want to try something. But I'll be honest with you, for the most part, I keep my meals really simple. I bake and grill everything because it's the easiest. You can do it in bulk. It's the fastest, and steam it. It's the easiest way to do it quick and to keep it healthy without adding a bunch of oils and different things that you don't need. So once I have what I'm going to do, I write out a meal plan for the week. So literally breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. What am I going to have on day 1 through 5? Now, for me, I only do day 1 through 5. Meal planning on the weekend, I used to go back and say, yes, I'm going to meal plan on the weekend. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I have found lately at this phase in my life, it's too stressful for me. There's other times when it works for me and it keeps me on track. If you're somebody who, you really struggle on the weekend, which most of us do, and you think it will help you to stay on track, I would suggest preparing just some snacks. You're probably going to eat different on the weekend, like you probably eat out, or maybe you just, be a little more relaxed with your eating. That's okay, but you want to have some plan. You want to have a plan. So if you're going to have a meal with your husband, or you're just going to go out with girlfriends or whatever, that's cool, but make sure you have a plan. Make sure you're going to have a good, healthy breakfast. You're going to get up, get your workout done in the early of the day. You're going to have healthy snacks with you in your purse, so that like you guys are going to probably have a glass of wine, or you guys are maybe have, a steak and maybe even a potato or whatever, so that you're planning, so you're not completely sabotaging your hard work from the week. But so I do Monday through Friday because those are the busiest days for us. Those are the times I just can't think. I have too much going on. I'm running a home business. My kids, I have Gabriel with me full time. My son is in elementary school, so he's got homework, extracurricular activities. I don't want to think about all that. So once you know what you want and you write it all out for the week, what you're going to have for breakfast, usually I'll have eggs, oatmeal, or I, of course, have my Shakeology. I have, which I don't know if you guys know this, but I have to share about Shakeology because it has changed my life. The Shakeology is superfoods. It's not a protein shake. So it is literally like me putting almost all of these ingredients that are on the table into one little scoop about this big and eating it. And it is amazing. So I have that for breakfast or a snack. And then I write it all out, write out what I'm going to have in my snacks. A lot of times I have almonds and apples, or I'll have hummus with carrots, or I'll have a salad with, you know, a little bit of tuna or whatever. So I write that all out. And that way, just having it written out, you'll already have less stress because you're like, wait, what should we make? Oh yeah, even if you don't get a chance to prep it or you didn't take the time, you have it written out. So you can literally look at it and go, oh, we're having salmon for dinner. Oh, we're having, you know, whatever for dinner or lunch or whatever. And then once you do that, you just start cooking in bulk. So like I said, this week I always keep it simple. I'm doing zucchini. I'm doing romaine lettuce. I love romaine lettuce. I could eat it like 5 times a day. And I'm making Brussels sprouts. So those are my veggies. And I have some celery that I'll cut up. Those are my veggies. I know I'm going to have that. So I will bulk those things up. I will get out a pan and my steamer. I have a big old steamer. I don't, it's back there. And I'll just steam that stuff up and then portion it out. So I will portion it out in here. And for me, my family doesn't eat any different food than I eat. So I cook lots of food and then put some aside for them. And then for me, I portion my meals out only because even though I work from home, the fridge is so close to me that I can just easily just grab and snack. And that's one of my biggest struggles. So if I have my food portioned out, I'm like, nope, I have meal 1. Nope, I have my snack. And I even have my reference here to show me, nope, this is what you're eating. So it keeps me really on track, especially when I'm all stressed out. You're just going to bulk them. You're just going to, like this right here, this is already pre-seasoned. We don't normally get too many pre-seasoned things because it's got a ton of sodium in it. Like, see, this has like 370 milligrams, which isn't horrible, but it's not the best. But it's not that high in fat either. It only got 3.5 grams of fat, which is real good, and it's high in protein. So I will take this bad boy, put it right into a baking dish. I already have my oven on right now because once I hang up with this, I'm going to start prepping. I will put it right in here on 375 for about 40 minutes. Boom, done. Same with the shrimp. I will do stovetop. I'll steam these, or we'll do like a little stovetop stir fry with some coconut oil. Those are done. These, bake them for 15 minutes on 375, 15 to 20 minutes, done. What else do I have? Oh, my ahi, I eat that raw. So not everybody's going to do that, I know that. But my ahi tuna, I thaw it in the fridge. Oh, uh-oh, Shakeology bag down. I thaw that in the fridge, and then I make that raw, and I make it into like a little salad. Lord, I hope that fits in there. And then done. This is getting a little old, but basil, I make basil with tomato, caprese salad, that's what I'm trying to say. I make that. I make egg whites. This is a really good thing to do. If you guys are like people who skip breakfast, make yourself those egg cups. So you get these, and you just cook them ahead of time. You can put, you see the heck? Oh, it took crumbs. You get a muffin pan, and then you basically just make egg white cupcakes, and then you have a breakfast for yourself. Another really cool breakfast that you can make in those cups is they're like protein muffins. So you take rolled oats dry, grind them up with some egg whites, about 3 egg whites, and then you put whatever flavors you like, cinnamon, whatever. You make it like a flour, and then you put a tiny bit of baking powder in it, and then you blend all that up, put it into the egg cups, and it makes a muffin, but it doesn't have all that gluten, and it's not raising your insulin and all that stuff, and it's a quick grab and go, and then you didn't skip breakfast and you had something healthy. You can think better. You're not just living off of coffee, you know, like a lot of us moms do, all that stuff. So this is how I meal prep. I bake, grill, and steam everything, or I do a little stir fry on the stove. Once all that's done, you just take everything, portion it out, put aside what's for your family, and then for yourself, if you're somebody who is actively trying to lose inches and pounds, if you just have a plan, even if you don't plan, what baby, what? What's wrong? Yes. Even if you have half of the meals, like Monday through Wednesday, even if you only prep that, it's going to save you so much time during your week, but it's also going to really keep you on track, so you're not feeling like, man, like I had such good intentions for the week to stay on track and then I blew it, you know. So that's how I keep myself on track. The times that I slack and don't do this are when I start to see myself slip. I'm not seeing the results that I want for my workouts. I start to feel like my workouts are, I'm struggling because food creeps in. It's too hard not to. And so I track it too. I write down, you know, I know that I'm going to have a certain amount of these every single day, and I have a little tracker on my phone. You can use MyFitnessPal, just any way to keep yourself not in the gray area of being like, well, I think I was eating healthy, but I don't know. You want to know, because it's really in the little details where you start to have results either one way or the other, either against what you want or towards what you want. So every meal that you have, you really want to have a protein, a protein, a carbohydrate, and then throughout the day you want to have healthy fats and vegetables and a little bit of fruit, okay? And if you have those combinations of food, you can figure out, you know, if you need help figuring out like how much you should eat and all that stuff, I'm more than happy to talk to you about all that stuff, your goals, and just give you information that I know that I've learned for myself. I have a nutrition background. You know, I have a lot of love for nutrition, but this is something that has helped me so much, especially as a busy mom who just, I really don't have the time to get fancy. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have questions, or if you want help with goals, or if you want to talk to me about getting into a group, I have free groups. I have investment groups that you do an actual program and a follow meal plan. I have all kinds of stuff. So I would love to help you. Reach out anytime. I hope this was helpful to you. And thank you for watching. All right, happy Sunday. Talk to you soon.